So Ozzy Osbourne, one of the pioneering founders of heavy metal, as we know, has died at the age of 76. He gave his final performance, what, 2.5 weeks ago, July 5th in England. Ozzy reuniting with his band Black Sabbath for the concert. They hadn't been together in, what, 20 years? In 2020, Osbourne announced he had been diagnosed with Parkinson's and officially retired from touring in 2023. Joining us for a look at the legacy of Ozzy Osbourne's life, music journalist Michael Williams. Good morning to you. You're a huge fan of Ozzy and Black Sabbath.
Major fan and major fan of this building.
Yeah.
Nice to be in here once again.
Yeah, it's really nice to have you in here. I mean, I look, but we were covering obviously that concert and showing all the footage.
Yeah.
I think 2.5 weeks ago, Ozzy Osbourne was sitting on stage and with remarkable people in the audience, all paying tribute to Ozzy Osbourne and the band. What was it like when you heard the news yesterday for you?
Well, it was like this. We haven't figured out how to properly die from these careers that we have in music. And all kudos and love to Sharon Osbourne because she figured it out. She loved Ozzy to the end, and Sharon and Ozzy and their family were really like one giant entity. And I was shocked and surprised, but not really, because my friend Vernon Reed was on stage from Living Color with them. And when they did Mama, I'm Coming Home, it was a prayer. It was a wonderful prayer, and he just released a new single, which is just beautiful, with Billy Morrison. It's a great, great single. They took all the music out and just kept the strings, and it's almost holy. Wow. So he finally figured out how to die in rock and roll gracefully, I think, because Elvis and so many people died sloppy and messy and not really feeling what they did. And Ozzy, first 3 albums were Black Sabbath, 4 albums of Black Sabbath, almost perfect and a lot of fun, taught us all how to play heavy metal.
Tell me about that, because you've been listening to Black Sabbath since the beginning.
Since I was a kid.
Yeah, what is it? What was it about? What is it about them?
First album came out, we all learned how to play it on drums, bass, and guitar, because it wasn't really difficult. But there was a spirit there, there was something there that we hadn't really heard before, even though heavy metal had been around. There was a great band from Cleveland, Ohio, where I was born, called Death, and they were like a black metal band long before Black Sabbath. But this had the songs, it had the playing. The second album was, I mean, oh my God, the second album was just so wonderful. The third album, when we heard the cough of Sweet Leaf, we all knew what that was about. So it just made us feel good. It gave us interesting new musical areas to discover. And there was no, it wasn't black, it wasn't white, it was just music, and it was Black Sabbath, and it was heavy metal in its rarest form, because we had Led Zeppelin, but this was completely, completely different.
And influenced so many bands.
Oh
What
my
was
God.
it that tied that thread from Black Sabbath and Ozzy Osbourne to all of these other bands?
It was the music. It was those first 3 or 4 albums, really. I met them. I did spend some time with them, and I interviewed Tony Iommi, who was the guitarist, and actually he was up the street at Studio Morin Heights, where I used to live around that area, and borrowed some of my gear, because he was recording a solo album. I was like, really? Can I meet him? You know, and I go up to the studio and stuff, and one of my favorite guitarists in the world, it was just the way that he played. It was the way they played the music. It was how they felt about the music, but the fact that they created something that was uniquely theirs from Birmingham. And everyone from around the world came to celebrate him, and to not to send him off, but I think everybody had that feeling that something was going on, and Sharon did it beautifully.
She always has. I mean, she's been such an amazing businesswoman throughout the years. Obviously, that's the onstage, that's the music. There was a whole lot going on.
Yes.
Offstage.
Offstage, what Sharon did was, after Ozzy's first 3 albums, which were pretty much so perfect for Ozzy fans and Black Sabbath fans. I mean, Bark at the Moon, Blizzard of Ours, you know, those were just great records with great tracks on them. But came to the fourth, fifth record, so. She's the one who actually volunteered him for Penelope Spears' film, where you saw him doing Eggs in the Kitchen. And that was the first time that it was The Decline of Western Civilization Part 2, the film. And he was doing Eggs in the Kitchen, and he was so entertaining.
So entertaining.
He was so incredibly entertaining
So
and
went,
funny.
Like, wait a second, there's an idea here.
Yeah.
Were you surprised that he did the Osbournes?
No,
show?
I wasn't because the camera loves him, but we all love him. So she took him out of music and put him in the streets, and everybody from the president to the mayor to your fourth grade teacher knew who Ozzy Osbourne was. And it was just really exciting what she did with him, and he just played himself. He was a wonderful, non-assuming human being, and a great vocalist. My favorite album is Speak of the Devil, where it was a live album done in New York City, because Black Sabbath never made a lot of money. And
really?
No, they never made a ton of money.
They didn't own rights to...
Well, bad management, record company, this, that, and the other. Ozzy was sort of, when he left the band, he signed a bad contract with Jet Records, did 3 records, and someone finally said, if you do a live album, we'll release it. Okay, fine. He had a brand new band with Brad Gillis of Night Ranger doing all the guitar work. I'm not sure how he was brought into the band, but great guitarist. And it's my favorite record because you can feel the funk. You can feel the funk in Black Sabbath. And that was a great thing about Black Sabbath too. There were lots of 2s and 4s and 8s, and there was like a little funky feel to it. Fairies Wear Boots, Speak of the Devil Live. Absolutely perfect with Brad Gillis on guitar.
Cool.
And Sharon took advantage of the fact that everybody liked Ozzy.
Yeah.
You could not like Ozzy. No matter where he went, everybody loved him. So his personality and character eclipsed the music. Then the last 3 or 4 albums with Andre Watt producing, they were wonderful as well. He brought in Post Malone and a lot of other people that loved him
which was
to
not
do the
that
last
long
couple
ago.
of records.
Listen, Michael, it is so good to have you in the studio. I wish I had more time to talk to you.
Anytime, just call. I live around the corner, you know.
Sounds good. Well, thank you for coming in to talk about the life and legacy of Ozzy Osbourne.
Hey, he was great.
We'll be right back.
If you like that video, make sure to subscribe to the Your Morning YouTube feed, where you can find all kinds of new content posted every weekday morning.